July 2025. A film meant to celebrate BTS's fandom ignites global outrage instead. What went wrong? And why are millions of fans saying, "not in our name"? When news first broke earlier this year that a film titled Forever We Are Young would be hitting theaters worldwide on July 30th, 2025, fans were intrigued. The title, borrowed from BTS's iconic lyric in Young Forever, seemed like a poetic tribute to the bond between BTS and their global fanbase, ARMY. Early promotional posters promised an honest look at the evolution of fandom, identity, and the global force behind the biggest band in the world. Interviews, nostalgic footage, emotional storytelling, it all sounded like a dream come true. But dreams, ARMY soon learned, can turn into nightmares. As the release date neared, eagle-eyed fans began doing what ARMY does best, digging deeper. And what they uncovered sent shockwaves through the fandom. The film's executive producer and director, known for several viral social issue documentaries, had a troubled history with BTS. Years earlier, the same figure was allegedly involved in producing a YouTube docuseries criticizing K-pop culture, in which BTS was framed as a symbol of manufactured celebrity and exploitation. In fact, one now-deleted video from 2021, resurfaced by ARMYs on Twitter, contained this chilling quote: "Groups like BTS are a byproduct of corporate manipulation. Their fans, though well-meaning, are dangerously obsessed." Now, this same person was about to release a tribute to those very fans. It didn't take long before the trending hashtags started pouring in. Hashtag boycott Forever We Are Young. Hashtag not in our name. Hashtag protect BTS legacy. On July 10th, 2025, the first official trailer for Forever We Are Young was released on YouTube. Within minutes, the like-dislike ratio plummeted. The comments section flooded with furious reactions. Here's why. The trailer did not feature any official BTS footage, raising suspicions that the documentary was unauthorized. Interviews appeared to be with random, self-proclaimed fans, many of whom had no visible history in ARMY spaces. The tone felt pitying, even patronizing, portraying ARMY as emotionally unstable youth who had turned to BTS as a psychological crutch. One particularly offensive line from the narrator struck a nerve. For millions, BTS wasn't just a band, they were a symptom of loneliness in the internet age. As if BTS's artistry, message, and social impact could be reduced to a psychological coping mechanism. The backlash was swift. ARMYs across platforms accused the creators of weaponizing emotional stereotypes to sell a narrative they didn't belong to. By July 15th, fans confirmed what many had suspected. HYBE and BTS were not involved in this project at all. A HYBE spokesperson, responding to media inquiries, stated, "This film was produced independently. BTS and Big Hit Music had no participation in the making of Forever We Are Young, nor have we authorized the use of BTS's likeness or IP." Translation: this wasn't just a bad idea, it was a violation of trust of BTS's legacy and the community built around it. What began as outrage evolved into organized protest. ARMYs in Korea, Japan, the US, Brazil, the Philippines, France, and Indonesia began mobilizing digitally and physically. Online petitions calling for the cancellation of the film's release gathered over 3 million signatures in a week. Fans flooded theater chains with letters, emails, and calls. Some planned peaceful in-person demonstrations outside select premiere venues, armed not with rage, but with facts, fan chants, and unified silence. The message? You cannot erase the voices of real fans to tell a story we never asked you to tell. For ARMY, the betrayal cut deeper than creative misrepresentation. The film title, Forever We Are Young, felt like emotional theft. BTS had used the phrase forever not just as a lyric motif, but as a promise of enduring connection, of shared growth, of love that doesn't expire when the spotlight dims. To hijack that message and wrap it around a commercial documentary created by people who once looked down on BTS, that, fans say, is unforgivable. This controversy has reignited difficult but necessary questions. Who owns a fandom's narrative? Should unauthorized creators profit off of BTS and ARMY without consent? Is it ethical to emotionally manipulate fans using symbols they hold sacred? ARMY is calling for greater protections for fan communities, clearer media boundaries, and more authentic, artist-led storytelling. As one fan wrote in "What makes ARMY unique isn't just their passion, it's their coordination, speed, and global unity." By July 18th, the protest against Forever We Are Young had evolved into a full-fledged movement. Across Seoul, Los Angeles, London, and Jakarta, digital billboards purchased by fans began broadcasting one sentence on repeat. ARMY writes its own story, not you. Fan bases like BTS Weverse Union, One Purple World, and Bangtan Global Defense, typically focused on support campaigns, joined forces to launch a new initiative. #OwnOurNarrative. Their goal? Pressure cinemas to drop the film. Expose misleading BTS-related media worldwide. Encourage ethical storytelling from inside the fandom, not above it. And it worked! By July 19th, at least 6 major theater chains across Europe and Asia had quietly removed the film from their websites. One distributor in Singapore publicly stated, "We were unaware of the unauthorized nature of this project. In light of fan concern, we are suspending its release." ARMY was no longer asking, they were acting. In a twist that added fuel to the fire, the filmmakers behind Forever We Are Young have maintained a notable silence. No apology, no clarification, no press conference. But what did emerge shocked many fans. An anonymous leak claimed that several of the film's interviews had been edited out of context, with some participants saying they were misled into thinking the film was a small fan project. One such participant, under the pseudonym MinA95, shared on X, formerly Twitter, "I was told it was a tribute video for ARMY by ARMY. I never agreed to be part of something that profits off BTS's name while mocking us in the final cut." This raised disturbing questions. Were interviews manipulated to create a dramatic narrative? Were contributors compensated ethically? Was the production designed to appear fan-made just to bypass legal scrutiny? While HYBE initially issued a short statement confirming BTS's non-involvement, fans are now demanding more. The issue goes beyond one documentary. It touches on the protection of BTS's image and community. Many fans want HYBE to pursue legal action for unauthorized use of BTS-related branding, develop stricter global guidelines for third-party BTS content, fund and empower ARMY-led documentaries that reflect the truth. The silence from the label since July 15th has led some fans to speculate. Is HYBE underestimating the damage this film might do to BTS's legacy? Or worse, are they choosing to ignore it? It's July 2025. BTS is slowly emerging from military service. The group is preparing a comeback, rekindling hope for a reunion era filled with music, joy, and reconnection. For many fans, this was supposed to be the summer of healing, after years of waiting, worrying, and missing. Instead, they're met with a film that tries to define them, shame them, reduce them. The emotional toll has been immense. "I thought we would finally start smiling again," one fan posted on Weverse. "But this film made me feel like our love was being used against us." What outsiders fail to grasp is that ARMY is not just a fan base. It's a global community of shared memory, trauma, and resilience. BTS gave fans strength through depression, identity crisis, loneliness, political unrest, and even war. For many, BTS's words saved lives. So when a documentary claims to represent ARMY, but offers no love, no truth, and no respect, it isn't just offensive. It feels like betrayal. It feels like erasure. It feels like someone has stolen your diary and tried to rewrite it, but with mockery, not memory. Rather than just protesting, ARMY is now reclaiming the narrative through creation. Fan filmmakers on YouTube and TikTok have begun sharing their own documentaries under the hashtag #RealArmyStories. Digital zines compiling letters, essays, and visual art from fans around the world are going viral. One group is launching an independent docuseries called From the Love We Carry, backed by hundreds of crowdfunders. It's a reminder, BTS taught ARMY how to channel pain into power and disrespect into art. As of July 18th, several key showings of Forever We Are Young have been pulled. The production company remains silent. Legal teams are said to be reviewing trademark infringement claims. There is a very real possibility that the film will be canceled before its intended July 30th release. But even if it isn't, ARMY has already won. They've shown the world that fandom is not foolish, that love is not blind, and that you cannot narrate someone else's journey without walking it yourself. When BTS said, "Forever we are young," they weren't just singing. They were promising that even as the world tries to move on, rewrite, or distort their legacy, the truth would endure, carried in the hearts of the people who truly lived it. ARMY doesn't need a stranger's documentary to tell their story. They are writing it themselves, in purple ink, across every continent, with love that will never be edited out.